Out of despair, a new kind of outlaw is born. Pretty Boy Floyd robs banks in Oklahoma style and gives money to starving farmers. Babyface Nelson sprays streets with machine gun fire and laughs. Ma Barker and her boys carve a bloody trail from Minnesota to Florida. Machine Gun Kelly brags he invented the kidnapping racket. The country is suddenly at war with its own desperados. Then John Dillinger steps onto the stage. A cocky Indiana farm boy, jailed at 19 for a botched grocery holdup, he learns crime from the best bank robbers in prison. Paroled in May 1933, he robs his first bank 10 days later. In the next 9 months, he hits a dozen more, escapes jail twice, once with a fake gun carved from wood, shoots his way out of police traps, taunts sheriffs with postcards. Crowds cheer when he leaps over bank counters. Newsreels call him public enemy number one.
Dillinger wasn't just good, he was magic. Perfect timing, perfect disguise, perfect getaway routes. He made robbing banks look like an art form, and half the country secretly loved him for it.
J. Edgar Hoover reads every story, clips every photo, and feels the heat rising. He makes a silent vow. Dillinger must fall, and if it takes turning the country's scorched earth, so be it. It will become the greatest manhunt in American history. It is summer 1934. John Dillinger is untouchable. He robs banks in broad daylight, vanishes across state lines, changes cars like shirts, hides in plain sight with plastic surgery and new names.
22 persons in the office of Robert G. Estill today pointed accusing fingers at John Dillinger and unanimously agreed that he was the gunman who shot and killed policeman Patrick O'Malley during the holdup of the First National Bank of East Chicago.
Local police hate him, newspapers love him, half the country wants his autograph. A woman in a flaming red dress walks into the cool darkness of the Biograph Theater on Dillinger's arm. She is Anna Sage, soon to be deported, and she has sold the devil for a green card. Outside, 20 agents lie hidden in doorways and parked cars. When the film ends, Dillinger steps casually into the alley, unaware that death had been betrayed by the woman in red. Agents rise like shadows. Dillinger's eyes widen in recognition. His hand dives for his handgun in his pocket. Too late. 5 shots crack the night. He crumples face down on the pavement, blood pooling under the streetlight. Public enemy number one is gone at 31.
That night on the sidewalk outside the Biograph changed everything. Dillinger's death proved the FBI could hunt down and kill the most famous outlaw in America. Overnight, the Bureau went from a joke to a national police force.
For J. Edgar Hoover, it is a long-awaited victory, a validation. The man who hates chaos more than death itself has drawn first blood. Wasting no time, he quietly declares war on every criminal in America. Pretty Boy Floyd will be dead by October, Babyface Nelson by November, Machine Gun Kelly in chains before Christmas. The age of the gangster is over. The age of the G-Man has begun. Since Adolf Hitler seized power in Berlin, he is unstoppable. On September 1st, 1939, his tanks smash across the Polish border in a lightning war that swallows the country in weeks. London burns, Paris falls, and the world understands. This is no ordinary dictator. Franklin Roosevelt smiles for the cameras and promises America will stay neutral. But behind closed doors, he's anxious as hell. He knows war is coming, and America is asleep.
FDR was a talented politician. So at that time, he was trying to win a re-election. So he had to tell Americans that the country will never get into a foreign war again, while secretly he had to prepare America for a war.
on June 26, 1940. In a secret memo marked only for J. Edgar Hoover's eyes, FDR orders the FBI to begin compiling a master list of every American citizen or resident who might be dangerous in wartime. Nazis, fascists, communists, anyone who could help Hitler. No public announcement, no congressional approval. Just a quiet directive to watch, wiretap, and index the nation.
That single memo created the custodial detention list, later renamed the Security Index. For the first time, the FBI had presidential permission to secretly rate hundreds of thousands of Americans by how much threat they posed. It was the birth of the modern domestic surveillance state.
The biggest test comes fast. For years, a German master spy, Fritz Duquesne, has run a 33-person ring across New York, stealing blueprints for bomb sites, Norden bombs, aircraft carriers, even the formula for synthetic rubber. They hide in plain sight: a toy salesman, a librarian, a baker. Then, in 1939, a German-American walk-in named William Siebold agrees to become a double agent for the FBI. For 16 months, Siebold feeds Duquesne fake secrets, while hidden cameras in a Times Square office record every meeting. FBI agents hit 33 locations at dawn. Every single spy is caught with the evidence still in their pockets. It is the largest espionage bust in American history. Overnight, the Bureau is no longer just a gangster hunting squad. It is the shield of the nation. Congress finally gives Hoover everything he wants: more money, more men, more wiretaps, more power. The FBI becomes the most feared intelligence service inside America's borders, and Hoover's secret list keeps growing. December 7th, 1941. Pearl Harbor burns, and the isolationist dream dies with it. America marches to war, yet even before the first troops ship out, a far deadlier shadow falls across the Oval Office. German physicists are chasing an atomic bomb that could erase cities in a heartbeat. Albert Einstein's letter lands on Roosevelt's desk like a death warrant. Within weeks, the president authorizes the Manhattan Project, the largest, most secret industrial effort in human history. On July 16, 1945, the New Mexico desert lights up with the first man-made sun. 3 weeks later, Hiroshima and Nagasaki are ashes. The war ends, the world cheers, and America believes it alone holds the ultimate weapon. Stalin already has armies across Eastern Europe, and American intelligence picks up terrifying signals. The Soviets know far too much about the bomb. Someone inside the Manhattan Project has been talking. The Army's top-secret Venona project begins quietly cracking Soviet codes. For 4 years, codebreakers in a guarded building in Arlington, Virginia, translate fragments of old Moscow cables. Slowly names appear: American citizens, British scientists, trusted Manhattan Project physicists feeding secrets to the Kremlin.
Venona was one of the most well-kept intelligence secret in America. It proved the Soviet Union had dozens of spies inside the most guarded project in history. So almost nobody outside a tiny circle was allowed to see it.
The biggest name is Klaus Fuchs, German-born, brilliant, already a communist when he arrives at Los Alamos. For years, he passes exact bomb designs to Moscow. In January 1950, Venona finally gives the FBI enough to move. Hoover personally directs the trap. British MI5 arrests Fuchs in London.
Charged with giving atomic secrets to Soviet Russia, 3 men were indicted by the federal grand jury in Brooklyn yesterday for conspiring to violate the National Espionage Act. They were linked with Dr. Emil Julius Klaus Fuchs, convicted British scientist who recently has been interviewed by agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
He confesses everything: the bomb's core design, the trigger mechanism, all delivered to Stalin. Stalin stole the bomb while America was still celebrating victory.